America, I ABC, me recording my son drive. I be America in a minute. Be I'm in driver careless from sir. I pay massa. I don't know why I put out the chugging. Hey, so high one way. Oh, okay. I'm going to send me PM fine.
I do Bobo. I just found it. That's
me group so baby on nice sing na blue light the best song ya me no me say car no e do traffic man no anka say jedum in order to save petrol ajamisha broni kwasi broni e do traffic man no anka say dum oh akai kra e asemo ade my you baby am afa no my yera ba ma menye ne say it is what it is. Yeah, open your brain. Me drive on your warm up, see that. Me drive on Kaya me try me sande for Jimmy there, except be careful. Am I die? Kaya me try me sande for Jimmy there, except be careful. Aha, to there. I was a highway in you. And I can be our baby, our mom light here white no, and woman or more moba. What you say no, yeah, consume. And to us obitu us red and no and no more bani in a street light in some quano sa roadside binigana. One road sign to do our head. And Tinyansa, one road sign to do our hair quano. Road sign to do a sign our hair class quayo. Ukrum quine in iron foot. Ukrum quine in iron foot to quine. Ukrum quine in iron foot to quine. You'll be crum a classy. You be chrome a crass a quite. And that's all your Caribbean Shiani uncle. And cry to Kumasi Maji, just the capital city, Quino, I as a prior. I'm on Tamu highway. Quine that's so. Oh, that's a baby Nicola Bedovias. Quine that's just a carne coyo. And more bumping Biamo. What me back from me who bumping physical grumada. Me who bumping that. Quine that's all your. And one say Ekoyo.
I do Bobo. I just found it. That's
I bet Drew Obicrum and Danis Kenny. I'd be Obicrum. Having a money Timaka near Fena Bola Kabi, I first say Timaka be cheerful be so massa. Finding in I order Timaka hand convey on Kwana Kwama. Yan say ye Juma forever. Quine that's so yo, been in Nam, Quina pump and bidding Nam, train Namasasia, been in Nam, he been in Nam, we would have mammy overtaking some. Sia, empower, spirit now starting empower, hey, empower, hey, overspeedy, hey, empower, mammy overtaking me, empower, yo, America ain't idea, massa, and you'll be idea, I'm more Jimmy, and me won't be a grammassa. Me whom grammassa.
You crushing me.
Yeah, having I'm no. And to all coin our road sign, your mouth heads up, your mouth baby, I'll be ra, yeah, educate you, so person have branch raha, you're training in a go board and clear. What I said, the whole Accra to Kumasi no road sign, Jimmy Kwa. Asia, I will nipa the shiny chrome yan sand you are there. A bibini a nipa, bibini see a nipa, Mubeja Jimmy by force of moi. Bibini a nipa have branch raha, you're training in a go board and clear. What I said, the whole Accra to Kumasi no road sign, Jimmy Kwa. Asia, I will nipa the shiny chrome yan sand you are there. A bibini a nipa. Bibini si ye nipa mubeja Jimmy by force moi bibini ye nipa obo bi krom wa ye agwai long bank you so kwase overtake ben no yemi azemo but anyway it is what it is, man. Na boy ni da bimom ono ani krom ni kran tena bimu da ani krom ni kran akufuado kran tena bimu da o me say remember say akufuado V8 na Lexus tie ya me ka kira no or the Lexus or the Toyota. Wait me to Makumaku 25. Instantaneously, we bet to Makumaku 20. Where luxury. premium masheda ko Rolls Royce was say munya bimo mami munya bimo no masheda ya mami massive and maximum specs and I'm the Mia long journey meaning Mia long journey ankasa ade kwai na da so sa no enti omo mu wura kuro no omo so kwai na da for ma no enti ya enam highway no still omo dia mayes non-stop highway nyamisha broni enti me yanam ne mwasi ya na me ya bre na fe so it is one say ma chap chocolate broni ba ne de ma me kire mu bibini ba nya chocolate ni kokoo no so esi ne wofa ne do kokoo fuo no ne wofa ne do kokoo fuo no bibini ajime no do masa amenwura ne sei yo ti me yanam ne mwasi ya bibini ba nya chocolate ni kokoo no so esi ne wofa ne do kokoo fuo no ne wofa ne do kokoo fuo no bibini ajime no do masa amenwura ne sei abed tinas obi kroma danish kani anya miracle sorry koye adwuma ti akofo ado sem pese Joe Biden abie 17 million jobs since 2020 oba power matna so mo de mano our agenda 111 mo de mano na sisi hospital mo de mano na aye bibia de mano aye bia so cd ye ni nyina ye kamisha bro automatically engine stop engine ni why not soon why not engine soon why not soon bimo why not soon why not ade ka kwa na da yo no ka sin na ko yo no why not soon bimo no bimo on too slow me say the car is automatically silenced. Oh, oh my goodness. I mean, what the fucking we are banging down a glass in Quaprophobia and Ethiopian or Babatum. Eticano. Hey, police for your mobile or more Hemikai to do. Just an insacra de Babe, Ode Babe Beardon of a special light be a good sano. Special lighting be a de Beardon, special lighting. Huh? Mammy num lighting in Chilamo. And I dumno. And I dumno. Mammy son Chilamo. And I son. And I son. Heavy word, heavy answer a special LED light. Special LED light at down. Massa. Mammy numno, mammy numno, madumno. A day. Eticano automatically and I said a special exhaust. I did a mega trillion that one team you are dream me listen I got any and everything. What the abeje Etica quite no more move no you a bit at was about 2 million no traffic. Timisram Meram Nimasiana, it is what it is. We bang it down. Obia Miriahe, one Western Union down. A glass in Quaprophobia, and you don't guarantee no watch mine. Western Union, Obia, you no spirit. You don't gotta worry about anything, you good regardless. Eti, in appropriate time in the warm up, me and I'm the Messia. Why, ain't he? And a time for Colo battery. Atamfa ko silence bimo kini ni o bimo ade so me say me fu an kura me o so akọ han iPhone keke o so han ade ori ya ko so ko ya juma na so na ni skani na ni sika da abuwa biba ana en ko pe juma ya na ni skani abedura broche natna so fun si wanim say me kwa chitwin Jonas akoma akofo ado abu anagofo ado no kra me weska chem ade special lighting we wa special Kamisha broni have na mu na we no ati me yaram ni masi ya sei ai me say me FM station o kroma do so che Ghana population. Abetra car no na no ankasa spark. Asa tra car no no ankasa spark o se no o sa ka ti o se bo seat belt. Internet nyina o mo car no browse free. Asia internet nyina free bibia spend. I'll be there. Yeah, I'll be there soon. Because we minya kate warm up ni say kim. Na me yeden minya spark M Sports me de to M Sports enie. I mean zoom me say be ya bibi ni beti ase. What dey ase? M Sports. I mean chanche on areni. M Sports no say me switch ya e wan kra. Me switch ya enie. I mean switch. Say me switch ya friends eh. Me switch ya on me switch free ya. On we ma me M Sports ni new. Oh. Enti say me pese enie. Pese me konkwasi Expedia. Oh, I don't know focus on me. Pese me konkwasi Expedia. Oh, nam dia to sports plus. Enti sports plus no e ma me extra traction. What I say nam pese me feel comfortability and am dia to comfort. Na me pese be num petrol so anam dia to eco pro. Enti e one dia num hwe metimi atwia na use engine me no pe. Enti say me to comfort and use engine 4. Me the 2 hasi ana use engine 6. Me the 2 hasi ana use engine 8. Te use engine 8 ni na kana tiam prom ti said ye was sparking motor bro no eh ma me san hwe mfanto no ma na me mpasem prom ani we ya hwan obesa ho abibini agimini nyina am ka kire bro ni onye ni krom ayem pompe tai wa aka no tai nyonya hwe anu anse kan tie you and was uchisa obra no ajai ko ba nyoda masa kan kra me huroda o e me huroda ha we kan basia ka challenge ni ame huroda tie ni look at the thickness and the essence the thickness eti amuni ni o eti hu oh, aloko. Amemra ni say. Akufo de am minim so ekrom. Akwa we pa ha nana kalipu. Eh. Kwa we pa ti obi kra ka so be si amasa nka me nyini da o. Akufo de na me trust ni chen obi ha. Wa filling station no pipe na bobo wiem no. So enti say bia jabia to ha. E smoke detector wom. Na eno ankasa we ni nyina be wusie won camera na bo ho no. Na the aka ni nyina pipe na won tugo se nsuo no.
Very good afternoon to you, Medindi Kofi Asante in Parrot. That was some movements, Trinidad movements. Yes, that was some Trinidad movements. Just very fun. I just thought I should put it on the stream. Keke. Me mawaka about that sports studio. So every empathy didn't come on. Few things be. Nyaman katinkiti bi na me feel say it need to be discussed na yeke kambo na ye disa enkomo no men chakra menjo bebre I'll be as snap as possible area way me ma akaba mpachowa baso abomodi an share video de ma me tag obi ana say share Emma obi na ono so enhwebi why madaroma metamase
than other people. And the third group of people, according to the Greeks, are the citizens. According to the Greeks, the citizens are people who think about the next generation. They think about the next group of people who will come and inherit them. So whatever they are doing, they do it for the benefit of the next generation. People think politics is dirty, but politics is actually not dirty. It is dirty people who make politics dirty. There is difference between party politics and national politics. Party politics is you belong to party X, Y, and Z, and you support them for good, for the evil, and for the ugly. And you will become sometimes a tool in their hands to promote evil. One of the basic explanation or definition of politics is the making of decisions in the management and distribution of resources for the public good. The management of our resources for the benefit of all. Politics will determine how your birth should be managed. Politics determined when your children can start school. Politics determined what kind of educational system our children will have. Politics determined what kind of job you can have. Politics will determine your family life and your family development. Politics will determine your financial lifestyle. Politics also determine your retirement plan from the age of 60. Politics determines that. Politics determine your employment lifestyle. Politics will determine your debt management. From the cradle to the grave is determined by politics. From death, your life is regulated by politics. So if you sit down and you are saying that country broke or country no broke, I dare inside, I don't care, I'm not concerned about it, then literally you are saying that from your birth, your education, your financial life, your employment life, your economic life, your retirement life, and your debt management life, you have sold your birthright to somebody to regulate it for you, and you don't care about anything about your life. That is why your vote is important.
That is why your vote is important. Politics determine all aspects of our lives. Good afternoon to you. I'm Maria One. I hope you well. Yes, politics, as he said, determines every aspect of our life. Tifo Michia Obi Ambacho Obaswa na watage unyebiana washe video no amame. Thanks, welcome to Diaspora Studios YouTube channel, because this is being streamed on YouTube only. Having said that, the link is on Facebook, so you can click the link and it will bring you straight in here for us to have a discussion. If you me pese ye hwe in maybe say ye nyina ye wa ha say ndra and then nansa actually e-levy has been passed. There is a separate argument whether it's been passed legally or illegally. Is a separate argument, but at the moment Ghana ajatunu say e-levy is being passed. I understand say opposition, which is the NDC party, maybe of one said they couldn't, it's illegal because the majority, there's not even majority, you need to have the independent to get a majority. But the NPP party did not have enough numbers to form a quorum to be able to pass the e-levy. They did not have the 138 to form a quorum to pass the e-levy. But however, technicality in Parliament, whatever they did, they claimed that they had the numbers and then they have passed it. And then what I want us to look at is, and so there was a State of the Nation address. Your president, Ebema speech be brave. And near maybe nampese yeshe your president's speech nim. That's when I best start if you want to be say yeshe e-levy na ya pass no e-levy na nkasa no eni ne. What is the e-levy? Ena insusuanso ben ena e-levy ne benya ewo Ghana fo nyina eso. Because e-levy ni na started you know. What I've been hearing, there's been a lot that is being said. Say, oh, e-levy no, a momo task, into here for near the target yomo. So it's been driven home to our mind. Say, e-levy a momo task, but the e-levy is not just a momo task. It's not just momo transaction, and an e-levy no on my tax it on. But rather, the e-levy, the E there represent electronic. Into any financial transaction via obeyano electronically, you will be taxed the 1.5% tax that goes to the government. And sana what you are will service charge to either the bank or the mobile platform what set up the system. No, it's a service charge or normal set your own system. So if you want to use their platform to transfer your money or their system, then you need to pay them a service charge. So that service charge, we can't run away from it. Based on that service charge is what they pay to be able to facilitate the service that they providing for you. Engineers any try handling fee no sign so etua aban ka no so many profit kakra so nti ano nso eda ho twen nti ene me pese ye hwe sa eniema ni nyina na ye hwe the impact of the e-levy, because e-levy no beginning in no yama sound to say ehiafo nko, but e-levy no enye ehiafo enye just the poor. Is going to affect the business community as well. It's going to affect a lot more people. So we need to look into this e-levy and then trying to also figure out what are the pitfalls, what are some of the things that we can avoid. Emma Jen taught the trap of this e-levy when we can, when it's possible. Why? Until me per se, yeshwe sa inyama yinyina area. There is a video I want to play. Let me add that video quickly to the stream, and then video. I'm quickly going to get it added to the stream, and then let's watch it together. And when we watch that video together, I will then build my point from there. And Nemenje Motambe Bre. Where is that video? Yeah, got it. Here you go.
To start with the people. The people may not get it right all the time, but the state remains the state, the republic remains the republic. So we have elected not only to stand with the people, but much more importantly, much more enduringly, to stand with the republic. Colleagues.
Video, a very short clip. Let me go back and then let's hear Osei Mensah Bonsu, the majority leader in parliament, statement to it. And I personally find this statement very, very interesting. That is why I want us to listen to it.
That it's important to start with the people. The people may not get it right all the time, but the state remains the state, the republic remains the republic. So we have elected not only to stand with the people, but much more importantly, much more enduringly, to stand with the republic. Colleagues.
The people cannot get it right all the time, but the state remains the state. The people cannot get it right all the time, but the state remains the state. And that is why they've been elected to represent the state. And they will always stand with the state. The question I have is, if the 30 million odd population cannot get it right all the time, are they telling us, say, almost 11, which is the 138 people? That's what they claim, which they did not even have that number. We know that. Or more parliament, are they the wise men in the world, or the wise men in the country who can always get it spot on? Who can always get it spot on for the nation Ghana? If you look at my topic today, which I've said voices of reasoning is needed. And why am I saying voices of reasoning is needed? Because we've gotten to a point in Ghana where there's been an argument, there's been an argument, and there's been the debate, and there's been wait, the whole everything in that country has been politicized. And I will come there. Yeah, starting from e-levy, and then I'll bring it down all the way to the State of the Nation address. The e-levy, make say it's more than just the Momo transactions. Is the E represents electronic. So every electronic transaction, that is electronic transaction, either through the mobile phones platforms which have been set across, whether it's Vodafone or MTN or you name it, whichever transaction that you're going to do, they're going to have their deduction of the 1.5. And then any electronic transaction that you will make within any financial institution, including your banks, if you electronically transfer funds from your bank to or any financial institution to pay somebody else, there will be deduction. So this is also going to have an impact on businessmen, because we know that a lot of our businessmen need to change the cedi into a dollar component to go and make their purchases abroad and then bring those purchases in, or those goods into Ghana for a resale. Hence, if a businessman electronically transfer thousands, possibly millions of dollars equivalent into their customers abroad, that is the questions we should be asking. Are they going to be charged because they've made such electronic transaction to pay for the goods and services, or to pay for the goods in abroad? So in the beginning, let me say, businessmen, influential businessmen in Ghana, they have not really added their voices to this whole Momo thing, but rather they've sat back and they've watched the poor making the argument, pushing this Momo back, thinking it's going to affect only the poor. It's going to affect only the few people who does Momo here and there. But that is not it. The Momo represent every aspect of the business community. Or the e-levy, represent every aspect of the business community. Because look, we are in the world, and then we are seeing or $100,000, $200,000 physical cash. Now I can say me the 2 coin. Now me do Britain, and I say me do US, and I me go Ukraine, and I me do China, me the atominia maba. The world has moved away from that. Therefore, majority of transactions get done electronically. Majority. And sometimes we do China, we do Korea, we do United States, we do Europe. No, already electronically. And some we do 9 SEO. So these are the questions. I expect the business community to be asking the government and the people who initiated this Momo. So if we are going to be charged on business transactions that we will do electronically to pay our customers abroad, 1.5%. So imagine 1.5% of £100,000, £200,000, £150,000. These are big money. These are big money. And then you before you do that, you're going to change your cedis into a dollar component, and the dollar the cedi has taken a nosedive, which we all know. The cedi has taken a nosedive. Until by the time I best sell the cedi into a dollar component and then transfer it to your customer abroad, the deduction again from government, and son and Niamano Kota, what all the bar, what's about baby share duty at the port, that we are all transportation, we didn't know about but the time the goods get into the shop, the ordinary Ghanaian cannot afford it. The ordinary Ghanaian cannot afford these goods. In Yama Boba thing. it will blow out of proportion. But man, who be any of these business communities making the point and making the argument about this electronic transaction, but rather they base the whole argument on just Momo. But the e-levy is more than Momo. It's way more than Momo. So me person share video be from Good Morning Ghana. Credit to them on this. And this exactly what I'm saying was made. This point was raised. It wasn't a point that was raised, but actually it was explanation that was done. So I want all of us to have a look at that particular video as well. Where is that clip? Let me add it quickly to this stream as well. Where is the clip? Okay, got that. Yeah, you got. Oh no. Bear with me 1 second. It's not registering. It's not registering. Try again. Try again. Let me quickly try again. Right. It's not registering, but I'll play it from here. I'll play from here and show it to you my camera and see. Would the yenti emwasem keke na me narrative no yenti emwasem.
People who are so vehemently against the e-levy, at the point you don't see any reason or anything wrong with taxing cutlasses and hose and condoms and sanitary pads and all of those things.
That's a different argument. You're about picking it up
If
next time.
being very objective, all these arguments that they are making today, right, still hold. But that was a policy decision that they took. And they came up with all sorts of reasons. And some of the 16 taxes that we term user taxes and all of those things are there for all the Ghanaian people to appreciate. So for me, if really the e-levy is such a bad thing and that if we pass it, it's actually going to be inimical to the fortunes of the party or government as we go forward, why are they so worried about it? Right, so I think that because we have a a social contract with the Ghanaian people, and leadership is hard. Nobody says it's easy, and governance is a very complex exercise.
We haven't said that.
And so these are decisions that are being taken to forestall some of the challenges, the structural issues that we've had as an economy from time immemorial. And so, like even for me, for someone who has played in that space before, I keep saying that, you see, when your economy, some of these things have actually happened organically. When your economy, in an organic way, actually moves from the brick and mortar or the manual ways of doing things to electronic and virtual, into the virtual space. Even if you don't pass the e-levy today, we would have to come back to that conversation later in terms of how do you still raise revenue for the state to do all the things that you're required to do in an era where you've moved from the traditional economic activities to virtual platforms and online and transactions and all that. And you see, one of the things that maybe we haven't even explained properly is that everybody thinks that this is a Momo levy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But it actually encompasses a whole lot of other things. You're talking about electronic transactions, right? And because I have a certain understanding of the process, for example, when we were doing this mobile money thing, right, one of the key things that we spoke about is the ubiquity of the whole platform.
So the people have narrowed it Okay, people have narrowed it. Not everyone, but majority of Ghanaians, they have just narrowed the whole e-levy thing as just a Momo transaction. But it's way more than a Momo transaction. It's electronic transaction. It's any form of electronic transaction. Either your bank, any financial institution, including the Momos, where we've limited it to. That is why I'm very surprised we did not have any strong voices from the business community. From the business community. Inyama Bo, as from, if they're saying it's going to be in effect from May, as from May, at the moment, Inyama Bo thing, Ghana already, because the CD has taken the nosedive. Today, I was looking at the exchange rate, and £1 is equal to 10 cedis. 10 Ghana cedis. £1 is equal to 10 Ghana cedis. Way too much. Way too much. So imagine changing cedis into poundage or into dollar components to go and make your purchases abroad. And now all these purchases, it gets done electronically again. And the government is asking for 1.5% tax of that. Serious Ghana for so. Because the businessman who is going to make his purchase, whatever country it is, and come back and sell it to Ghanaians, charging all these levies for him to come through port and then pay all these ECOWAS tax, that uyi niyama yedini na esan egusuma no na onyi niyama no port number ton for. They're not going to sell it to you cheap. They are not. So people have to embrace themselves, the people of Ghana, the citizenry, they have to embrace themselves for a hardship ahead for the next 3 years or 2.5 years. A proper hardship ahead. You catch them mantie. You catch them. Excuse me. You catch them on a mantie. You catch them. These people have something under their sleeves. These people have something under their sleeves. These people have something under their sleeves. We stood on the rooftop and we shouted and shouted and shouted loud. It fell on deaf ears. And today, look at where we are. Look at where we are as a nation, as people. And the business community, they have to start engaging with the government now, speaking to them about the electronic transaction that they will be making from their banks in a foreign exchange and abroad to pay for goods that they will be bringing into the country to come and resell. Because so far as I understand, e-levy will be charged on every single electronic transaction, whether it's Momo, whether it's bank, any financial institution that goes through Ghana. It's absolutely madness. And then on top of that, don't forget, when you do electronic transaction with your bank, the bank will also charge you a service for a service fee, because they got handling fee. They use their platform and their time, and come on, they're not a charity. They are a business. They will also add that to it. It's madness. Okay, the argument is we are widening the tax net. I can understand, because the way Ghana it's not sustainable through just go and borrow money and then come and do roads, come and do flyovers, come and even pay your public servants and what have you. It's not sustainable. And then where we are not borrowing money, even the money that we are borrowing, or where we are not borrowing money, we have used our resources, the gold, the minerals that we have, the oil, a lot of these, we've mortgaged it, we've used it as collateral to go and yes, we have used it as collateral, and we've gone and taken money for probably the 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years ahead. Until we are actually using, the country or the state is using future money today. Think about it. Ghana as it is, as a country, we are using future money today. So we are robbing the future. We are robbing the future children because we are using future money today. We've mortgaged these resources. We've used them as collateral for 20, 30 years to come. 20, 30 years. A lot of these old men who have done this will not be alive. They will be dead and gone. But they are using at that time, 30 years now, or so mobile brano, or musika, and omudino, and a lot of this money is even going into waste. Look at the entourage of a president. This Lexus, this high-end Lexus, these are not cheap cars. The jet, the extravagant life, the king of Arabia lifestyle. Meanwhile, my mom used to say to me as a young lad when I was growing up, Osi Kofi, akola ukum odanya unhu dwan, akola kuma koko. Ghana kum odwan ene ye hu dwan. Ghana hu dwan no because Ghana kum odwan. Is ye ni odwan sika. Esesanki ye kuma koko. Esesanki kuma koko. A country who has got a budget for beer money, but living a crystal champagne lifestyle. It just doesn't work. It's not working. It's just not working. And these are some of the things that we have to see as citizenry. And that is what I'm calling for. Voices of reasoning is needed. Voices of reasoning is needed. We need people, that every citizen have to add their voice to this call and say, the way we are living is not sustainable. It's not sustainable. Talking about sustainability, with regards to the President's State of the Nation address yesterday, there's an argument which is a president said, "My 10,000 kilometers of road." We also say, "Oh, yeah, 10,000 kilometers." Some of these roads are old roads. Okasa, why 10,000 kilometers of new roads? Meanwhile, there are existing roads already. What gusukeke that to and fro. I don't think that is the argument. And the president himself making that statement with some gestures, and it shouldn't be the argument anyway. And why am I saying that should not be the argument? Because it doesn't matter what we build, what infrastructure we build as a nation. It doesn't matter whether we argue about the 10,000 kilometers of road, of a new road or not, whether it's adequate, whether it's inadequate, whether he's done it, whether he hasn't done it. These are all done on borrowed money, loan. And the question we need to ask ourselves is it sustainable? No, it's not. For how long can we keep, as I said, mortgaging the resources we have for the future generation and then spending that money today. So what does the future hold for the country? The future then is very, 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 very opaque. We can't see through. Very opaque for the nation. It is worrying. It is worrying. But we need to look at a system as you are broadening the task net. I've said this several times and I will say it again. I will say it again. The politicians, the middle class, the upper class, the rich and famous in Ghana, they have more wealth sitting in their assets that over the years is being transferred from generation to generation. And the state as it is have to begin to look at how to tax this wealth. Inheritance tax. Let them set a threshold so that it does not affect the poor. And then begin to tax people on second homes, people on third homes, people who have mansions that are worth, some of them equivalent to millions of pounds, dollars equivalent. Houses in Ghana are not cheap, especially those in the prime locations. Begin to put inheritance tax on these properties. A son abrofo eye edibu omoman. Abrofo ntase ehiafo emfembu oman, ba otase esikafo na bi wo botom no. Eni njuma na enye sika bebre no, na esikafo na omo no aristocrats ne your friend is upper class and middle class, they tax them heavily. No, this is can be about share a here for. We do it in the reverse. We do not touch those who have plenty because those are the people in power. So when they're making the law, they navigate it in the way you say and affect you. Then they will go after a here for. So that they keep the poorer under their feet and keep them there for a long time. A long time to make sure they will never rise up. This is very worrying. If we want to build a society, if we really want to build a society, and if we're really looking at, say, we cannot eradicate poverty, but we can minimize poverty. So if you really want to minimize poverty within our society, then we need to change the way we tax as a nation. We need to change the way we tax as a nation. The voices of reasoning is needed, and is needed across the land. Across the land. We're not going to have a few with a party no, let's wisdom rule. Let's wisdom rule in Ghana. Let's wisdom rule in Ghana. Yakobo busia near their infrastructures. Yakobo busia near their bay flyover. Yakobo busia near their bay roads. Yakobo busia near their betua workers car. It's not working. It's not working. I happened to be at St. George's Hospital this morning, and I should have videoed it. And I'll go back and video this sometime this week or next week. I saw about 4 trailers. The car trailers are track trailers. Be 4, and the ashe and the actual dialysis unit. And there a bomb is say no my yesterday's room, and we see the back of St. George's as an extra dialysis unit. These are some of the things innovative way to see a reaction moving Enye bibia na ye pe land, na ye pe foundation, na ye tu, na ya hyehyɛ blocks, ya hyehyɛ eyi, ya bonchensen dadoa, na ye air condition hyehyɛ, na ya bo big space to try and create a unity or to try and create something to resolve a problem of a nation. No, the world has totally moved away from it. Look at even how we build our houses in Ghana. It's not affordable. It's not sustainable. How many Ghanaians, you tell me, you see, cement, a bag of cement is 57 Ghana cedis. Last year, I was in Ghana. I was buying a bag of cement for 42. Whilst I was there, a call me and send me 43, 44, 45. Now a bag of cement is 57 Ghana cedis. 57 Ghana cedis. One bag of cement will give you about 25 blocks. So therefore, if you are going to build a house, you need roughly about 3,000-4,000 blocks. So if one bag of cement is going to give you 25 blocks, and you need about 3,000-4,000 blocks, and a bag of cement is 57 Ghana cedis, calculate the amount of money you need just for the block work. Just for the block work. Just the block work. Foundation by iron rods there, which over here we call it the reinforcement steel. The reinforcement steel. No crampo mo friend iron rods wo Ghana no. And no crampo there ni board there na say where we cry. And so now the reinforcement steel yaba be shishim. Now what to block work? Yes, when you two block work we are in year if any be plaster with another cement work against cement and sand to plaster it. And sunny dinduya beguso and sunny ababa be roofu into roofing. Ning nano, you're going to get the roofing from abroad. All the metal cans from China and what have you, the roofing companies, you know, over cut it with their machines in Ghana. Into ube vieno. If you do not have 100,000 pounds equivalent, 200,000 pounds equivalent, you're not going to build a house. Oh, here fee cross you here fee no one here no here be 50,000 pounds equivalent to put houses up now. It's not sustainable. Meanwhile, we have a government that is taxing you left, right, and center, which they're taxing the poor. If they're taxing the rich, I don't even have an issue with it. They've widened the tax net onto the poor, but not onto the rich. So this is the time we need to begin to look at how to make things sustainable in our country. Sustainable in our country. Government taxing is not sustainable. It's not consistent. Building is not and it's sustainable. And you're sustainable. Scanning generation, ye ton yamano ebe yusu Ghana, scanning na yaman ye koto or foreign country, into scanning na esan foreign country. Snail. Because we import everything. Tisikano ka krebipe and not tra mining. So how do we build wealth with that? How do we build wealth with that? How do we build wealth with that? It's just impossible. We can't create wealth. A nation who cannot create wealth is a nation on distraction, on the path of distraction. If you cannot create wealth, you are on the path of distraction as a nation. You are on the path of distraction. It is worrying. We need to begin to think outside the box and do things differently. We need to begin to look at even how we build our houses, the ecosystems, the prefabricated materials, the cheaper materials. nneɛma ebetumi asi dan ɛbɛboa yɛn climate ne nso. We might have to look at plaster boards. Plaster board. Yebetimi set a plaster board factory ɛwɔ Ghana. Ti ubondua no oto foundation ni kakra bi no abondua no. Now the plaster board in and out. Now the insulations ahyehyem. No roof no. Now to baby. It's cheaper, half the price. Half the price. In Niama, SSA Niama Sisa. SSA in Niama Sisa. And in Niama SSA Sisa, we need voices of reasoning is needed. We need the voices of reasoning in the country. It's so be adding Anutumbi in Penny 4. It doesn't matter NDC, MPP. Now, yeah, bomano, or mano, yeah, bono, as people. Yeah, or mano. Look at even our road network. All these arguments about road. Bibianam road is so amukanwa giwa mo manso. We say 10,000, we say do 10,000, we say 10,000 kilometers, we say on year 10,000 road in su queen. Same roads you guys are arguing about, same roads are even killing us. So the argument should be, what are the alternatives? What are the alternatives to the death traps on the roads of Ghana that is killing us? What are the alternatives? Let's look at rail. Let's look at rail. Let's build new railway lines. Every corner, every community. Mushe video bi, over crab Africa, they are catch you. Africa. Yeah, more bossy. It's worrying. It is worrying. Very, very, very worrying. Mushe video bi. Mushe video bi. Ore crab Africa. Ore crab Omun doing a hey, ufi se we leader, ufi Africa. Na uwo wetu kwanya na se obi dwen ho a think again. Omu ye bi keke. Omu ye ni ombetumi. Shakai. Omu dwen ho ba ku sei. Oda me ba me the can stream news is ya na ma ade. Ohwe. Mobo pon. I hope some video. Na hope I call on there just by the way. Them penny for a more drain. I saw phone penny for a more drain. Now meet Reverend was a Reverend Matt and it wasn't Reverend Matty. You be general Beccano. Kakase a politician disika a brand no na on genie say na ni genia a yiba a betchless or boa na scan across our GA. Or GA nina video or GA no cry your friend is on bejibi. Now or no near see obey a the PR, don't obey the PR work on us on the on J. And I see on the J on J. My whole video no yeah. Minim crow console. First of all, this video, let me make it crystal clear that it's not Ghana. It's not Ghana. So I don't want anybody to misinterpret it and say that I'm saying this is Ghana. It's not Ghana. Kenya, but the African crony bisun timohe. Oh man, well, the video didn't play. The video didn't play. I'll try and get it to play. And son of my fee a so. Monsancha another one. Moncha yem penny for as a modern. I hope say we be bo. Yem penny for as a modern. I want him fan. course, someone can hear for this. One is Christianity, I am. What are you Christianity? I am. Wow. Ye wow, ye African penny for as I say, almost drain a soft one penny for or nipe wo chronim as some drain on my class so mugu fem. Na ye wow, na yesu ka say, koto ni alphabet and money memo and manage a sketch so video na. Ni alphabet and wow. Ye the bet wow. Me say baku bi me de bachelor. Me be bomodian na me de I can stream me home. Emi yapa say and play. I don't know why it didn't, but I'm going to bear with me 1 second. I'm going to add it to the stream. I'll do everything possible. Me per se nkofo shekeke. No muhu baby ayedu as people. Baby ayedu as people. Mobile. As people, mobile. Me say, mobile. Mpenifo gu fem, eni ye wow. Ye wow. Ye wow. It's sad. It's sad. We need to begin to think outside the box. And for us to do this, to be able to come out with innovative way to solve the problems that we have at hand at present, we need voices of reasoning. The whole nation, yen ya kolen film, yen your penny film. As you say, obia, adding the voice back home. Obia adding the voice back home. Because the hypocrisy, a 1 penny phone, too much. And his Ghanaians as a whole. But in penny phone and casano, I saw for the cry hypocrisy. And no, your friend is saying, Apia Stadium. John Dramahami, John Mahamaba, Apia Stadium, catch or someone say, we a hypocrite. NDC also now kasapa and then the waja kasa. What you answer the man? What you answer the man? No catch we a hypocrite. Nyankopo baby sao. And that way Prophet Kofi Odro Nibufwa or Nyami betuamuka. Nyami ebetuamuka. The hypocrisy on the highest level. Too much. Too much. Something has to be done. Something has to be done about this country. Something has to be done about this nation. As I say, yes, some baby. The status quo, the way I calling now, in fact, the way I calling now, in fact, as I say, baby, sister, as I say, baby, sister. The person me bomb the anam di video a shame na mo hwe. Person me bomb the anam di shame na mo hwe say Africa ye dwen ye ho a. Person bomb di shame is na lo di na mo hwe. Obi an hwe bi. Say mo mpanifo no omo dwen mo ho a. Omo dwen mo ho. So office omo dwen mo ho a. The majority nin dwen mo ho. Africa penny etimi koka say journalist interview no. Ono kra penny ben no. Journalist interview no say, but everything that you're doing, it's not what the people are asking for. I say I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it for my family. You. Or say I'm doing it for my family. I'm doing it for my family. O mana obono obu meba menya we no my main label no obu for the family. River crossing 2. I'm entitled no river crossing 2. Na me had there say metimi that can stream ne ho a obu man no for the family. No onye mo ho kra no odwen. Me hwa there say efe there betimi aka stream ne ho a na mo hwe se na obibini adwen ne my home.
Of service delivery.
Great, Menya.
That's why they are risking their lives to cross them.
Menya, mami stop on answer. Me fan ko etre. Pesa mo he video yi.
And there's a lack of service delivery. That's why they are risking their lives to cross the Mzinhlavu River.
Sisenhlungwini endingazi ngona basizo umthetho wethu sizimbacu naba siyavota siqala ngokuvota sigijime ubone ugijima abantu abazosivotisa kodwa nofama sinika into zasinokwanto babantwana besikolo bafunda kude bangena kulamanzi kabuhlungu sibamba amazinyo nje.
Mamlungiselelwa Mfanekiso says even though she's been crossing this river since childhood, she still gets palpitations every time she has to cross it.
O amen post na min chama de. Say wa unim no me pese me chechru mu ansa mesan started. Wa unim pese me chechru mu. So hu drum na enam nsuo ni so anipa mienu push no nipa na hyemu. River crossing no. River crossing. Into community leaders at your government river no nyenso kese bia ugina one end that you can see the other end akolakra to stone e betimi atra obi antimi build the bridge over the river into for you and a community the river divides the community into two into say we here a service and now we a year or this part of the community now person crossing so now there is no bridge as a senko for ye gina obi ne neba omo service provider no obi ntimi build the bridge and as one fa even Kurobi and to river so this is a stone throw river from each source rather ya do share sa Ghana barre drum yimu ni akata so ni do atu nsuo nim na nkrofo wenum mienu wenenum nsuo ni dware nti omu dware no mu pia ko see the other hand na nyame ammoa na drum yi gifiom nsemu a da se okọ nti me de beto so na mahwe ye mobo me say omu treat mu te se mmoa omu mbomu ba ku say omu treat mu te se mmoa oburo pa de omu mbomu nti monhwe.
And there's a lack of service delivery. That's why they are risking their lives to cross the Mzinhlavu River.
Nipa na okapa ne so no uyembehu
Sisenhlungwini endingazi ngona basizo umthetho wethu sizimbacu naba siyavota siqala ngokuvota sigijime ubone ugijima abantu abazosivotisa kodwa nofama sinika into zasinokwanto babantwana besikolo bafunda kude bangena kulamanzi kabuhlungu sibamba amazinyo nje.
Mamlungiselelwa Mfanekiso says even though she's been crossing this river since childhood, she still gets palpitations every time she has to cross it.
Zininzi ingcinga ezindifikelayo ndingakangeni ndisame kanje Ndideske ndingena apha embizeni ndizive nje ndinombili nomkhulu ngoba ndinoloyiko loba kwayile mbiza ngexesha sengayenzeka ibhadi iqhume ndimkene amanzi kwayona ngondingene kuyo ingena amanzi kwayile mbiza ndiphuma ndimanzi.
Fuzile Samani is a so-called drum operator. He and others lock people inside the drum and float it over the river with a rope tightening it as a safety feature.
Yaqala abantu abandizalayo ndakhulela kuyo ke nami ndaze ndayenza ke ya ke kuyenze lento ungakwazi ukuqupha uqale wazi ukuqupha uqala uveke ukwazi ukuthi ungaweza umuntu ukwazi ukuthi ungaweza impahla egrosana uleka kaloku nawe so nami ndibe nale yanto ukuthi ngizomweza kodwa nje iyi-risk leyo nto njengoba nami
said me who be that? Me who be that? Me yam crash me. Now the rope is the safety feature. Nyame amboana humanity. Me say me yam crash me. Me yam me.
And there's a lack of service delivery. That's why they are risking their lives to cross the Mzinhlavu River.
Sisenhlungwini endingazi ngona basizo umthetho wethu sizimbacu naba siyavota siqala ngokuvota sigijime ubone ugijima abantu bezosivotisa apha kodwa nofama sinika into zasinokwanto babantwana besikolo bafunda kude bangena kulamanzi kabuhlungu sibamba amazinyo nje.
Mamlungiselelwa Mfanekiso says even though she's been crossing this river since childhood, she still gets palpitations every time she has to cross it.
Zininzi ingcinga ezindifikelayo ndingakangeni ndisame kanje ndideske ndingena apha embizeni ndizive nje ndinombili nomkhulu ngoba ndinoloyiko loba kwayile mbiza ngexesha sengayenzeka ibhadi iqhume ndimkene amanzi kwayona ngondingene kuyo ingena amanzi kwayile mbiza ndiphuma ndimanzi.
Fuzile Samani is a so-called drum operator. He and others lock people inside the drum and float it over the river with a rope tightening it as a safety feature.
Yaqala abantu abandizalayo ndakhulela kuyo ke nami ndaze ndayenza ke ya ke kuyenze lento ungakwazi ukuqupha uqale wazi ukuqupha uqala uveke ukwazi ukuthi ungaweza umuntu ukwazi ukuthi ungaweza impahla egrosana uleka kaloku nawe so nami ndibe nale yanto ukuthi ndizomweza kodwa nje iyi-risk leyo nto njengoba nami
It's worrying. It's really worrying. It's too much. Sometimes it's just too much to take it in. Sometimes it's too much just to take it in. How we risen. Community ka cray. Abaya nyekra community betimia komwabo. River na stone throw. Intimu here the timber. Timber no kramo amu timikof. Pedoma machine mo twamunduya. Must more the heavy ones no as beam no must see end to end. Na mo twandua abrezi no eguso. Rather no ye the nipa be share drums mu near row. Ya row. Stay ya. Ya row. Good afternoon to you, Connie. Welcome to Diaspora Studios YouTube channel. I hope Sebi be okay. I'll call you after. Yeah, serious. Yeah, serious. And then American in Becano, they say it is what it is. Tree Jonas Becker. Let's have some Tree Jonas movement, and then let me end it, because in some no Ghana for same year I was say asem na male and asantifo timi can in a different ways. I think from say abomi pusa means who's a woody bayra. I'm a man one who so in some no sana me afa abomi pusa. Let's have some Tree Jonas movement.
My friends say you so be PPF from then one can say dum jano or marikari. So I want to tell you, America, I idea, ABC, me recording my sound drive. I be America in a minute, I'm quite I be driver careless from sir. I pay massa. I don't know why I put out the check. Hey, so high one way. Oh, okay. I'm a person, me I'm fine.
I do bobo. I just found it. That's
me drew by one say blue. So baby on 9cc nyina blue light be a best so ya me chono. Me say car no e do traffic man en wan kasa jedum in order to save petrol. Ja me sha broni. Kwasi broni. E do traffic man en wan kasa dum. Okay, they are some more. I did my you, baby. I'm a fan of my yera, but my minion see. It is what it is. Yeah, open your brain. Me drive when you warm up, see that. Me drive Kaya me try me sande for Jimmy there, except me careful. Oh my die, Kaya me try me sande for Jimmy there, except me careful. Ah, to the bounce a highway in you. And I can't be our baby, our mom light here white and woman or more ba. What I say, no, yeah, continue. And to so be to us or red, I know, and no more mobile in a street light in some quanos, roadside binigana. One roadside to do our head. And Tinyasa, one roadside to do our hill, quanoso. Roadside to do a sign our hair, classic quayo. Ukrum quine in iron foot. Ukrom kwai ni nyina yemfutu kwai. Ukrom kwai ni nyina yemfutu kwai. Yo obi krom akura ase. Yo obi krom akura ase kwai. Eda so yo ka bia nhia ne yonko. Enkran to Kumasi maji chese the capital city mienu. Kwai no ayese praye. Amantam highway. Kwai ne daso. Oh. Yes, bibi ni kura be de owias. Kwai ne daso chese ka na ekoyo. Ekoyo emo bumping biamo wa me ba kroma me hu bumping physical kroma da me hu bumping da kwan ne da so yo eno an se ekoyo
I do bobo. I just found it. That's
abedru obi kroma da ni skani ade yo obi krom heaven amuni timaka ni ha nya fe na bola ka bi aye fese timaka e betwa fo obi so masa kwan ni nyina ye ode timaka wa ha nkom be ye onu kwan ne kwan ama no nya nse ye adwuma forever kwan ni da so yo ebi ni nam kwan na pampam bi ni nam train na masase ase bi ni nam he bi ni nam he we mu de ma me nya overtaking sam sia empower spirit na start na empower hey empower hey over speed hey empower ma me nya overtaking ni bi empower yo ade America yen nyina di amasa enye obi ade amo mu jime ni na me hu obi akura amasa me hu mu kura amasa
You crushing me.
sia heaven na mu na hwe no enti wo ko nyina road sign ye ma heads up ye ma baby a obewura ye advocate so person ko ha branch wura ha ye twiro no nyina gu Onboard and clear. What I say the whole Accra to Kumasi no road sign. Jimmy Kwa. Asia. Ba nipa da shine krom nyansa de ode aye. Bibini ye nipa o. Bibini su ye nipa. Mo beja Jimmy by force moa. Bibini ye nipa ha branch wura ha ye twiro no nyina gu Onboard and clear. What I say the whole Accra to Kumasi no road sign. Jimmy Kwa. Asia. Ba nipa da shine krom nyansa de ode aye. Bibini ye nipa o. Bibini su ye nipa. Mo be Jimmy by force. Moi. Bibini ye nipa. Obo obi krom no ye. Agway long vehicle so kwasi overtake ben no ye me. But anyway, it is what it is, man. Na boy ni da bimom ono ani krom ni kran na bimuda. Any chrome in a grand, I could find a grand tabby now. Messi remember Sakufuado V8 na Lazos. Tieri America channel or the Lazos or the Toyota. Wait me to Makumaku 25. Instantaneously, we bet Mato Makumaku 20. Where Lazuri premium Macheda Rolls Royce was a Munya Bimo, mammy. Munya Bimo. No Macheda Yamami.
Ameria de wasresa Ameria ubisi untimisre Tuni Jonas untimisre me and Miami True Jonas compilation untimisre Ameria stressa yunwie maminto aso
massive and maximum specs and I'm the Mia long journey meaning Mia long journey ankasa abe find a daso sano and your mom wura kronum no almost so quite a dida for mano. And ya enam highway is still on the Amaya non-stop highway. Yamisha Bruni. And to me, I'm the most ya may abre na feel so it is what it is. Once my chap chocolate a bruni band the mammy chem bibini banya chocolate ni cocoa and so easy. No fan a dog cuckoo for no fan a dog cuckoo for bibini Jimmy no massa. I mean, ready say. Yo, to me, I'm the most ya. Bini banya chocolate ni cocoa and so easy. No fan a dog cuckoo for no. No fan a dog cuckoo for bibini Jimmy no massa. I mean, ready say. I bet tonight's will be chroma Danish scanning. And your miracle. Sorry, Koya Juma. Tiako Fuado, some percent. Joe Biden be 17 million jobs since 2020 or bar power. Matnaso, more the man. Our agenda 111. More the man. NICC hospital, more the man. No, I be beer. The man, why ye be as so CD. Commissioner Bruni. Automatically, engine stop. Engine in here. Why not soon? Why not engine soon? Why not soon? Bimo, why not soon? Why not? I think that find it down yon. Casting their coyon. Why not soon? Bimo no. Bimo. On to slow. Me say the car is automatically silenced. Oh my goodness. I mean, what the fucking where bang it down a glass in Quaprophobia and to be any more barbetum. Eticano. Hey, police for your mobile or more Hemikai to do. Just an insacra de babe, Ode Babe be a don of a special light be a good and sano. Special lighting be a done, special lighting. Huh? Mammy num lighting in Chemo. And I do no. Mammy son Chemo. And I son. Every word, every answer a special LED light. Special LED light at down. Massa. Mammy num no. A day. Eticano automatically and I said a special exhaust. I did a mega trillion that one team you are dream me listen I got any and everything. What the abeji Etica quite no more move from no you a bit at 2 million no traffic. Timisram Meram Nimasiana, it is what it is. We bang it down. Obia Maria, one Western Union and down. A glass in Quaprophobia, and you don't gotta need no watchman. Western Union, Obia, no spirit. You don't gotta worry about anything, you good regardless. Eti, inappropriate time in the warm up be ba me yanam de masia why nti ene ya what you say M Sports I mean trying to na we M Sports no say me switch ya e wan kra me switch ya any I mean switch say me switch ya friends me switch ya on me switch free ya on we ma me M Sports ni oh enti say me pese any pese me konkwasi Expedia oh I na focus on my pese me konkwasi Expedia oh nam dia to sports plus enti sports plus no e ma me extra traction what I say nam pese me feel comfortability and am dia to comfort na me pese be no petrol so anam dia to eco pro enti ya one dia nom hwe metimi atwia na ayisu engine me no pe enti say me to comfort and ayisu engine 4 me de to asia na ayisu engine 6 me de to asia na ayisu engine 8 ti ayisu engine 8 ni nyina na kana tiam prom ti said ye was parking motor bro no ma me san hwe mfanto no ma na me mpasem prom ani we are wine obesan abibini agimini nyina am ka kire bro ni onyi ni krom ayem pompe tai wa aka no tai nyu nya hwe anu ase utwe Kan tai nyu anu ase utwe sa obra no ajai ko ba nyu da masa kan kra me huro da o I mean huro da
remove you let me mean you or say 8 engines 8 engines. Jonah, we couldn't pa. I was yam pompe time. What I got to say yam pompe time, Bruce. Can you swing your feet? Temperature and roca. Three Jonas movements. Anyway, in some no, Emerson, yeah, near Becano, near Cano. We need voices of reason. There's this reverend that I'm really growing into him. I'm beginning to like him. And Osamu assembly na app mami. I didn't make us up. We live in Africa where your fee say politics. Eya de bonnie, your fee say politics in ya de papa. Enti ebinumo trium ho fi politics a Christophony be play controversial politics. Ebi by majority no ebi say me dem nko ka bi politics the enye politics in the enye sa afutuo no na fifia ye di tu. Politics, the men ubewu at the bonnet, but every aspect of our lives is controlled by politics, and that is one thing that we need to note. So let's listen in to this video to finish off, okay? Because it's very important
than other people. And the third group of people, according to the Greeks, are the citizens. According to the Greeks, the citizens are people who think about the next generation. They think about the next group of people who will come and inherit them. So whatever they are doing, they do it for the benefit of the next generation. People think politics is dirty, but politics is actually not dirty. It is dirty people who it is dirty. There's a difference between party politics and national politics. Party politics, you belong to party X, Y, and Z. And you support them for good, for the evil and for the ugly. You will become sometimes a tool in their hands to promote evil. One of the basic explanation or definition of politics is the making of decisions in the management and distribution of resources for the public good. The management of our resources for the benefit of all. Politics will determine how your birth should be managed. Politics determined when your children can start school. Politics determined what kind of educational system our children will have. Politics determined what kind of job you can have. Politics will determine your family life and your family development. Politics will determine your financial lifestyle. Politics also determine your retirement plan from the age of 60. Politics determines that. Politics determine your employment lifestyle. Politics will determine your debt management. From the cradle to the grave is determined by politics. From birth to death, your life is regulated by politics. So if you sit down and you are saying that country broke or country no broke, I dare inside, I don't care, I'm not concerned about it, then literally you are saying that from your birth, your education, your financial life, your employment life, your economic life, your retirement life, and your death management life, you have sold your birthright to somebody to regulate it for you, and you don't care about anything about your life. That is why your vote is important.
Well spoken, well spoken. Thank you very much. And this is why all of us, we're not going to sit or stand on the touchline again. We have to be on the pitch of play. We have to be at the table where the decision is being made, and we have to influence that decision. We have to influence the play. We have to be part of those who contribute for the goal to be scored. Inti yedi yahwashim, yedi yanebekam, yedi yahwadin betechri, yayebeye biya, because we will not sit back for people to decide for us. Ilevibayi kakrebi, and they decided for the whole nation. Ebia okotana wa anka obetimi asisan bibi. Midinti Kofi Asante Mpare, ana Fifi Asante Mpare. Me dasi bebre se oba Diaspora Studio, so me pacho yen YouTube channel ye. Se on subscribe ya, try and subscribe it, and at the same time click the notification bell as well. So anytime we go live, you will be notified to be part of it. Massive thank you to Amberia One. She's always here. She's my #1 fan. And thanks Comfort Odame and anybody that will listen to this. Please subscribe, please share, and let's get to places. God bless you all, and thanks for listening to me this afternoon. We need to look at those things. We need to begin to talk to power. We need to begin to influence what is happening in our nation, Ghana. God bless you, and hopefully over the weekend or next week, we will meet again.